Welcome back to the New Horror Boys podcast. We got Chile, Paul, me, Bass, and today we're diving into phobias, and also how they, our instinctual fears, came to influence urban legends, horror tropes, the movies we watch. Yeah. Does anybody know what coulrophobia is?
No, what is that?
That's a fear of clowns.
Okay.
You guys have any phobias you want to talk about today?
The acrophobia is one that I have, and then astrophobia is one that I found very fascinating.
What's acrophobia?
Acrophobia is just
Fear
a
of acrobats?
Yeah, I'd be afraid to do acrobatics. Yeah.
Fear of walking a tightrope?
Oh man, if I fall, it's gonna hurt. If not, kill me.
Someone made a good point about talking about like phobias, that there's a distinct difference between the fear of heights and the fear of falling. I thought that was kind of interesting.
What's the difference?
So,
I
like,
guess.
fear of falling, you can be at heights, but as soon as you look down, you're like, oh, my God, like I'm gonna fall. But you can also have a fear of heights where you're just trembling just because you're like 10 stories up.
No, like when I'm in a parking garage, like I can feel it like in the back of my neck, like if I look down, like I get that like that fear just running up and down my spine.
Mm-hmm. You know what it is for me? I feel like having a fear of like heights or fear of falling comes down to us all having like a dark side to us. Because like me personally, I get scared when I'm up high on something because I don't trust myself. I'm looking down at it and it's like, it's begging me. It's begging me to just dive into it and see what's up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's challenging me.
I'm going to be the first one to fall from 50 stories and survive.
Oh, Jesus.
No, man, but
I just feel like somebody's just going to like mess with me and just like pick my legs up and throw me over every time I lean over a balcony or something. Because I actually love it. Like, it's cool seeing like the whole city from a hotel balcony. But yeah, I just feel like someone's like, all right, oh, here's my chance.
Hey, isn't that what happened to the dude from One Direction? They don't actually know what really happened, but
from what I read, he just was on like 3 different kinds of drugs, and was just he had mental issues or something. And he just partying, like overdoing it. I guess he invited a girl up to his room, and he was just trying to party. He just probably lost his mind.
Jesus.
Yeah, either that or it was a cover up or something.
Mm-hmm.
Conspiracy theories. No, but rest in peace. That sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't was it One Direction? I'm not a One Direction fan. Only 2 directions. I go both ways. Just kidding. Yeah.
he's not.
He knows.
He wishes.
Oh, shit. Anybody know what nomophobia is?
Nah, what is that?
It's not a fear of gnomes. It's a fear of being without your phone.
Nomophobia.
Yeah.
I get it. No, my phone.
No, my phone. Oh, no, my phone.
That's how they got it.
What phobias do you have, Paul?
A big one for me is trypophobia, the fear of holes and things.
Oh, see, I'm the opposite. I'm like drawn to that stuff.
No, I still like it and enjoy it, but the problem for me is that I grew up like with a lot of acne. I had a lot of like scarring and the pores are big. So when I look at it, my face gets all itchy and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm hideous. Like that's what trips me out about it.
Yeah, Nate has that too.
Yeah?
I don't know. I love it, dude. Like,
Nah, I got it too. I don't like it.
Like those sourdough starter videos, and they like shake the bowl, and it's just like bubbling, and holes are opening up and stuff. It's satisfying.
Or what about when you see a homeless
You don't like
man
it?
with maggots in different pockets of his leg?
I've seen that before.
I have,
San
yeah.
Diego. This dude was like, we're having the time of our lives, like skateboarding and riding bikes down I think it was Mission Beach. I think so. And then all of a sudden, this guy, dude, he looked like he came straight out of hell. Like a hole just opened up and he crawled out. His legs were like bubbled up and he was just screaming in tongues, bro. Yeah. It took me a while to like get back to normal after seeing. I was like,
Yeah.
that's like probably the closest thing I've seen to seeing like a monster.
Ugh.
Yeah.
God damn.
It was weird. I hope he got some antibiotics for his leg. It looked like a fungal, like it looked like mushrooms coming out of his legs, bro.
Oh,
It was
Jesus.
horrible. I don't know what that's called, but yeah. So if I had to have a phobia, I used to have fear of the dark, which I forget what that one's called. Nyctophobia?
Yeah, something like that. Nyctophobia,
Nyctophobia,
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to, Iron Maiden.
Yeah. Yeah. So I used to be afraid of the dark, and then I started working grave and trying to sleep during the day. So now I'm like, I like crave darkness when I get out of work. I still haven't got the blackout curtains, but yeah. You have those?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's a must have if you
Oh,
sleep
for
during the
sure.
day, bro. Yeah. So yeah. So now we're gonna move over to horror tropes. You guys know what that is?
Horror tropes.
Kind of like themes, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of our basic phobias kind of influence. I feel like the horror in movies. Fear of the dark, claustrophobia, stuff like that. And it just really heightens the horror experience when somebody's, they're hiding from a killer. It's dark and they're under the bed, and you know what I mean. You're just seeing like the killer's legs walk by, and you just see like, you know what I mean. All that enhances the horror experience. So, yeah. So yeah, got any examples of that or?
Yeah, weren't we just talking about Jason Voorhees?
Right.
He has a fear of the water,
Fear of water, right?
but then, well, actually, I don't know what the fear for that would be, but basically, I mean, he just murders people that are trying to diddle.
Dude, I always thought it was
It's
teenagers.
FOMO, bro. He has FOMO.
Fear of missing out.
Poor guy. Jason was like the ultimate incel.
Could you imagine like Jason Voorhees showing up to a freaking Diddy party?
With or without the mask.
Everyone would be dead, dude.
I feel like he'd be scared of Diddy. Be like, no Diddy, no lotion. No baby
no
oil.
baby oil.
God damn Diddy.
But did he do it? Pretty sure.
Right.
I'm convinced.
Yeah, like claustrophobia and like you guys seen The Descent? Crawling through the caves
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff
I
like
love
that.
those movies.
Yeah.
I didn't really like the second one too much.
I usually don't watch horror sequels unless it's like a big franchise. They're always just cash grabs.
Usually.
You have any good examples of a good horror sequel?
Ooh, good horror sequel.
And we're not talking about like Freddy Krueger. We're not talking about
No. You're talking about things
Child's
that
Play,
tie
stuff
in
like
with.
that. Child's Play 2 is actually really good. A lot of people think Child's Play 2 is better than Child's Play 1. You guys seen those?
Ugh,
Forever ago.
yeah, it's so long ago. I barely remember it.
Those are my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh.
that's another phobia. What is it? Pediophobia.
Yeah,
Not
the
to be
fear of
confused. That's the fear of dolls. So I guess I had that for a while because I used to be terrified of Chucky.
I've never been scared of stuff like that.
Really?
Nah, like dolls, clowns, none of that.
It's not the doll itself. It's like a serial killer soul is in it.
Right.
Dude, who cares? Put a demon in
And
the
they're-
doll.
and they're
I'll just
tiny,
burn
bro.
it, dude. Like,
They can sneak through, bro. You don't know where they are. They're like 3 feet tall. If it's alive.
Speaking of a good phobia movie, you ever seen Buried? Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, what's that?
He basically just wakes up in a coffin and he has a cell phone and then it starts calling him and they're trying to figure out like where he's at. He's trying to figure out why he's buried. That was actually pretty creepy.
Yeah, that sounds good. Ryan Reynolds in a horror.
Ryan Reynolds. The whole entire movie literally takes place in a coffin.
The whole movie.
The whole thing.
Claustrophobia.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never seen that. Have you seen that, Chiller?
nah, I never even heard of it.
I mean, what's the fear of being buried alive? What's that? I mean, I guarantee that's like everyone's fear, except for Houdini.
Yeah, I remember when I watched Kill Bill 2, and she's like getting buried alive in the thing, and she's like, oh, that gave me like,
Which is
really
so-
bad anxiety.
That is so fake, by the way.
Oh, yeah. But it's a
If
movie.
you start trying to jab at your coffin or even anything, if it starts breaking in, you're just going to bury yourself. Can't dig through that.
Yeah.
Only if you're like maybe a foot or two deep. You're 6 feet deep. No, you're just putting that dirt's gonna go in your coffin. You're done for.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think how much oxygen there is too to
Right.
begin with. To
Yeah.
even have the energy to like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Fear of being buried alive is taphophobia,
Taphophobia.
stemming from the fear of being mistakenly pronounced dead and then interred while still conscious.
Oof.
Yeah, that would suck. That reminds me of a story I heard. It was in like El Salvador or Guatemala. This chick got buried alive, and I guess her husband went the next day, just sitting by her. It wasn't a grave, but it was like a enclosed cement building, something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, I think he either heard like glass shatter or he just heard banging, screaming. So he goes to, I guess, the funeral home or whatever, and he's like, dude, I think my wife's alive in there. And yeah, so it turned out they buried her alive,
Oh wow.
and she woke up and was screaming and stuff. They had a chance, but they didn't get to her soon enough. She ended up like suffocating or something.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I forgot the name of that, whatever that was, but that was weird.
Jesus. What about speaking of phobias and movies? What about like fear of being in the woods? There's a lot of great horror films that begin like that.
because it's so easy to get lost in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you just, you start running one way and like everything looks the same. So like, how do you mark where you were?
Yeah.
Unless you leave a little trail of cookie crumbs or something.
I don't know, man. That'd be pretty terrible because, well, you get lost in the woods, you may get torn apart by wolves or, face a godless killing machine, a.k.a. a bear.
You guys heard that trend where they ask women, would you rather be trapped or alone in the woods with a man or a bear?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Women say a man, or they'd rather be trapped with a bear than a man. like a man they didn't know, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd pick the dude. I'll tear him to shreds. The bear tears me to shreds,
Right?
That's why they asked women, Chile.
Yeah. Would you rather be in the bear in the woods with a man or a bear?
A man.
Yeah. Base.
A man.
At least I can ask him when he has his hands around my throat. Why are you doing this to me? Can't ask a bear.
Yeah, the bear's like, you walk too close to my kids.
Dude, the bear will eat you while you're still alive, bro. He starts with the limbs. It's crazy.
Oh.
It's a crazy way to go.
No, sometimes they go for the face.
I guess that's true, but that keyword is sometimes.
I've seen videos.
Usually it's the limbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're unlucky if they stop and you just got no face and you're just dying slowly.
There was this video. I forgot the name of the hikers, but they got eaten by a bear. You hear the screams, and then like the screams just stop, and you just can only hear the bear chewing on them, which is crazy. Yeah.
Jesus.
You guys ever see Grizzly Man? About this guy named Timothy Treadwell. He was like documenting bears. He just loved bears. So he would go out with his camera and him and his girl and just film bears. And there's a whole documentary about him. It's really good. It's called Grizzly Man. Maybe I shouldn't spoil it, but I'll let you assume how this guy ended up dying.
I have my theories.
Did he walk off a cliff?
And there's audio of it. So,
Yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It might be the same audio. It might be the same thing I'm talking about then.
Timothy Treadwell, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I
I
probably,
wonder if
I
that's what
think
it
I know
is.
what you're talking about.
Was it him and his girl that got eaten?
I believe it was him and his girl.
And
Yeah.
it's probably the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I already spoiled it
So
without
terrifying.
knowing.
It's all good.
It's weird because a lot of they knew him. Like bears. A lot of animals are smarter than we think they are. Like, he would come and hug them and play with their babies and stuff. And
No, they're still animals.
yeah, no.
Yeah, you can't trust. Is there a fear of animals? I guarantee there is.
Sure. Let's see what that's
I
called.
don't know, like zoophobia or something like that.
I think that's it. Unless that's a fear of zoos.
I doubt it.
I mean, there's so many people that fear anything.
Yeah, you're right. Zoophobia.
Zoophobia. You afraid of any animals?
Bears.
Chile said, I am an animal.
So I'm a hairy animal.
I'm scared of bears.
I'm more scared
of
of
bears?
like big
Bears.
cats because they're fast and
They kill you quick.
Like
it's still horrible.
wasn't that, you guys see that video of like a bobcat or something or a mountain lion or something just chasing this guy while he's on a hiking trail, and he's just like ah, and
Oh, it would stop,
yeah, it would
right?
stop
Yeah.
and back up, and then he would keep walking, and then it would start walking. Like, get out of here! Nah, see, that's terrible, and they're so fast, bro. And they can jump, and they can do crazy shit. Like even just a house cat's kind of terrifying.
All right, so you said
I don't know why I
bear.
pointed at the floor. There's no cat here.
You said any kind of big cat.
big cats.
I'd say most ocean life. For me,
yeah.
that's trippy.
Well, especially because you're at a disadvantage already. You're,
You're
in the water.
you're out of your element.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you're
Ooh,
Michael
crocodiles.
Phelps.
trained swimmer with, you know what I mean?
Even then, you're still done
Yeah.
for. I mean, well, how fast does the fastest swimmer swim?
Right. There's some crazy stuff in the ocean.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, jellyfish will poison you. A shark will take a chunk out of you. You might die then, right
mean,
away, or
Fear of
later.
the ocean. That right there.
Fuck stingrays. Rest in peace, Steve Irwin.
Dude, Steve Irwin was the
That was a
man.
man, bro.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But yeah, that's about it for that. Let's see. Stick to the program.
Yeah.
So for urban legends,
Yeah, that's I couldn't remember. Thank you.
how did Slenderman happen? People were just talking about sightings and stuff like that, because I know people have been documenting it for a while now. I just don't know if it's like all lies and people are just in on it, or what's going on with that.
It's just a creepypasta. Some person wrote a story one day, posted it on Reddit, and people were like, oh, I like this story. But then once you read the story, people start imagining, oh my God, I saw him in the woods. And because he gets mistaken by, he's tall, he's all white with a black suit on. I mean, he looks like a tree. He's got the long arms. It's real easy to mistake him for anything when you're out in the woods or whatever. It's just a
Yeah.
creepypasta.
Okay.
What else? The same thing as Siren Head.
What is that?
Isn't that a video game?
Well, they made it a video game, but it started off as a creepypasta.
It's like a pyramid thing, or
No, he looks just like Slender Man, but except for he's more fleshy,
Oh.
and then he has two sirens on the side, and that's his
Oh, I
head.
see, yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. Creepy. Yeah, I mean, and then Bloody Mary. Did you guys ever try that? Chanting Bloody Mary.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Dude, I usually do that when I've tied one on. And I'm like, I have no fear right now. Close the door, light a couple candles, do whatever you got to do.
All right.
And then say Bloody Mary 3 times, and nothing. Nothing.
Maybe she's playing the long game. On your deathbed, you're gonna be like, just so you know, kids, I said Bloody Mary 3 times, like a billion times, and then boom, just stabs you every time. You said her name, bro. Just
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've never finished the 3 times.
Never done it?
The only
I've done
times I've said Bloody Mary 3 times in a row was at the bar when I was hungover. Bloody Mary. But yeah, no. I'm trying to think of other urban legends. I didn't really do my research on that one. I just kind of threw that in here last minute.
yeah, I know we were here. No, one of my favorite urban legends. Actually, I don't really have a favorite urban legend. Like I like cryptids and stuff like that. Like
Those are urban legends.
Well, so, yeah,
Yeah.
some cryptids are urban legends.
yeah, one of my favorite ones is the Dover demon, just because what's the whole deal with this thing? It has like a weird ass peanut head and shit like that, and he like crawls around. I'm like, what if someone just has like a really fucked up baby that escaped and shit like that? It was just genetic abnormalities, and he's just running around. And people are like, Dover demon, and it's a human being.
right.
Or shit, what if it's like some kind of scout animal for aliens? Like, yo, figure out how people could survive if we destroy their cities, and they flee into the woods, and then they have that thing to just scout out and figures everything out, and then eventually when they report back, like, we'll be there in 200 years. We're like a million light years away right now. They come in, destroy our cities, and that's what the Dover demons are for. Like, yo,
Huh. All right, what about Chupacabra?
the little goat sucker.
Is it some kind of bloodthirsty wolf or just a really mangy dog?
Probably a mangy dog, but what I don't understand is where the blood thing came from, like, because people were reporting these animals that were like drained dry of their blood. Why would a wolf, just eat blood. Like they eat the meat. That's where the nutrients are at. Then these things were sucked dry. That's the part that I don't understand.
Sucked dry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Like when you're in a happy
Chupa mi
relationship.
cabra.
Chupa mi cabra.
Ven aquí y chupa mi cabra. Yeah, man. And then we got La Llorona.
La Llorona.
La Llorona.
Yeah, that's a sad one. It's always like a young mother, and she's like with this dude, usually older, and they have 2 kids, and he's like being unfaithful, and he's gonna leave her for another woman, and out of her strife, she drowns her 2 kids, and then she's kind of like usually in the towns and cities like nearby rivers and shit, where she's like crying and wailing for, she's still grieving for her kids, and like she kidnaps kids or kills people depending on the story. Yeah, so
Yeah. Autophobia, fear of being alone.
actually I'm pretty good with being alone.
Me too, but it depends. After too long, I'm like, damn.
Oh yeah,
I need
eventually
to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Not like talk, like, oh, let's talk. Like, I just need to, like, hey, what's up? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah. I can't be alone for too long. After 3 days, I'm like, I got to hit somebody up. See if anybody wants to grab a beer. Maybe we'll just get food or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like I need to be alone so I can like study. No one's going to bother me. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm over here typing away for hours on end on the computer or watching these videos on like programs or something else.
See, my question about that is the fear of being like alone. Does that tie into the idea that like we feel like we don't matter, or like that there is no purpose if there's no one else there, or why do we feel afraid whenever we're alone?
Well, the weird thing is I don't really get scared. I just get like bored out of my mind. Like it's like I just need that human contact. It's
We're
not like
social creatures, yeah.
yeah. It's like I never ever like go like I'm alone. What if I die alone? Like no, it's always like like man, I haven't seen anybody in a couple days. Like I'm bored out of my mind. Let's see if anybody wants to get some food or drinks or something. Yeah, like that's kind of it for me. Why do you get that where you're like you're alone and you're kind of like, I need some people. Like I'm struggling here. Like I need the human contact because I don't really matter if I don't get the human contact.
No, I mean, I remember when I was living with Joe, I mean, I was with Rancid like for 3 months straight, just us.
Yeah, but you had the dog as your companion.
Yeah, but he can't talk or anything.
Yeah, but you still talk to the dog probably.
Well, you're right.
Did you have any peanut butter?
No, I had pork chops, and I didn't realize you shouldn't feed
my
pork
God,
chops.
we were so
to your
bad.
dog.
You can't
I
feed
gave
pork
him-
chunks to a dog.
I gave him a whole piece of pizza one time, and he went, in 3 bites, he ate it, and then he just puked it back
Dude,
up.
did it back up.
He puked on anything, bro.
I felt so bad. I mean, he probably thought it was cool. Yeah. Didn't he finally pass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, rest in peace,
Jesus
Ransom.
Christ.
That was a good dog.
Yeah,
He
a good
was.
dog.
He was a good boy.
He was
The
always
problem
chill.
was the original owner wanted him back after 6 years, and we gave the dog back. Within 3 months, he passed.
Oof.
That's called a broken heart.
Yeah. Yeah, that dog was like, I've had enough of this.
Yeah.
Getting tossed around like a rag doll. Just kidding.
What the?
Oh, but back to that, I was gonna say, I do get that because being alone, I wasn't able to go out a lot as a kid. It's either I didn't have money or I wasn't out. I couldn't get a ride somewhere. So I remember just like, that was like the worst feeling, just being at home, like the sun's going down, and I'm just like, you know what I mean? I'm a kid. I should be out and riding my bike, or you know what I mean. But my grandpa kept us pretty sheltered. Until I moved with my dad, I was like home all the time, bro.
Damn.
So yeah, like I was just like dread, like the most depressed feeling ever.
Mm-hmm.
So now, I enjoy my alone time. I'll play my game or whatever, just zone out. But after a while, like it's always when the sun starts going down, I kind of like want someone. So during the day, I'm fine, but as soon as it gets dark, and I'm usually ready to be social, or you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, I kind of get that in a sense. Like, I really don't even play video games anymore, but I hate playing video games with people on my ear, though, because I need the face-to-face contact. I don't want to just be on the phone with somebody. It's not the same.
Yeah.
Texting people, it's not the fucking same.
No. Need to feel the heat.
Yeah, dude.
Feel the heat.
Yeah, we
I
had
need to
to.
feel that breath.
We had to feel the hot breath on each other, and we had to be balls to balls. Yeah.
Balls.
Snuggled up gently against each other. Wait, what?
So back to phobias.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know how it went there. But yeah,
No, dude, I always like making jokes.
I know.
I know.
You're the comic relief here.
Sometimes.
what about a fear of like getting into fights?
Mm.
I know you don't feel that, but I do all the time, constantly.
But why?
I'll tell you why. It's not about, because no matter what in a fight, someone's always going to lose.
Okay.
And here's the worst part. This is what people don't think about when they fight people. It's not just like the physical pain. I could take a punch. It's not knowing if this dude that I'm about to engage with has AIDS or has some kind of disease that I don't know about. What if he's like bleeding all over my bloody knuckles? Like, people don't think about that stuff.
No, I
That
don't.
scares me. What if he has freaking herpes and he's like trying to bite you or something?
Yeah.
I say just
That's
punch his ass in his
scary.
face and don't let him, put it in your ass, I guess, like. So just punch his ass in his face, yeah. And don't let him get on top of you, bro. Don't let him mount you. If he does jujitsu, get out of there.
Jim.
You know he's into some weird shit.
I
don't trust it.
Jim at my bar. You met him that one time, Jim.
Oh, Jim, yeah.
Yeah. He used to be a bouncer at a gay nightclub.
Uh-huh.
And he said, I forgot he was telling me a story. It wasn't with him, but like I guess that's the thing is when you piss off gay people and they're drunk and stuff, they like to like bite you and say, I have AIDS and hepatitis and you have it now. Which I believe
what I'm
classifies.
saying?
I believe that classifies as like a terrorist threat.
Well, that's technically like
Yeah.
manslaughter, right?
If you did, yeah, you could be held liable.
Yeah, probably.
Because that's no joke.
Christ.
That's like the same like during COVID. If you threatened to sneeze in somebody's face, that was a terrorist threat.
Right.
I think felony.
That's wild.
Felony. Huh. I had no idea.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
Wow.
That happened with a bunch of my kids in high school. I forgot what they did. They got caught. Like they had a whole case built against them. They were like doing graffiti and stuff and like threatening people. And that was one of the charges on. I think it was my cousin. He got like terrorist threats. So I was like, what the hell?
Jesus.
Probably like texting people that they're gonna come mess them up or whatever. Yeah.
I had a botched liver transplant and I'm going to give you AIDS. I don't know.
Here's a good phobia. Allodoxophobia. You
What is that?
guys want to guess?
Allodoxophobia.
No idea.
No clue.
Fear of hearing other people's opinions.
I have it.
Yeah, me too.
Don't differ from my opinions. I'll scream. No, I'm kidding. I don't have it, but yeah. If you disagree with me, I'm gonna hear you out. But if your argument's not coherent, I'm gonna call you an idiot. Like why are you gonna be so loud and so wrong at the same time?
Oh, speaking of like trying to dive in deeper to, fears and phobias. So the idea of a fear, is that more of like a rational idea of something to truly be afraid of? And a phobia is more of like an irrational thing
Yeah.
to be afraid of?
I feel like phobia is more like instinctual. I don't know what. I mean, obviously, everyone's fear is a gun in their face. That's not a phobia.
That's not a
know what
phobia.
I mean?
Yeah.
That's a straight fear, yeah.
yeah.
Right.
I don't know, unless you like getting shot in the face.
Yeah, like like with acrophobia, which I was going to say earlier, was I think we have it because cliffs exist in nature. So you
Yeah.
get too close to a cliff, you fall off, you die. So having that will keep you away from the cliff. Like, nah, don't go there. It's dangerous.
Right.
Speaking of falling off cliffs and whatnot, my manager was telling me a story about her son went out on a trip and that he's not allowed to go anymore because one of the friends fell down a cliff and a tree caught him. It saved his life.
Good.
Wow.
That's wild. And she showed me a picture of the cliff. It's insane because it's slanted. You'll fall at first, but then it like slants. So that kid rolled, but before it got too crazy, he hit a tree or something like that. Forgive me if you watched this and I got that wrong, but it was something similar to that extent. Which
Yeah,
is
that is wild.
ooh, scary.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't Joe's ex fall off the cliff? So what happened
Oh
there?
God.
How? I just want to know how deep it was.
So we were on the river regatta, And she had the bright idea, like, oh, is that the cliffs? Let's go jump. And me and Joe had done it thousands of times. So we're like, okay, we'll do it. So me and him ran and jumped so she could see. And as we were coming back up, Joe was like, oh, I'm going to jump again. So he jumps. And I go, you go first just to make sure everything's all good. Okay, no problem. And this is one of those cliffs that when you jump, you have to jump outward. You can't just jump straight down because there's rocks at the bottom. So when you do it, you have to commit and jump outward, and then you'll hit the water.
Damn.
Last second, she starts running, and she chickens out last second. So her foot slides forward, and she lands right on her butt and slides forward off and just falls sideways. And I could just, I heard nothing but silence. And then I just hear a splat, and I hear a hit, and then I hear a splash.
Oh, man.
So I ran, and I jumped off, and I was like, oh, my God. So I went down there, and I'm looking in the water, and I could see Joe freaking out because he finally saw her, and she's like underneath the water somewhere, and I'm freaking out thinking, oh my God, she's not alive. Some random dude came up from the water with her, and she was just like, she looked dead. Oh, and all of like her right side of her face, her arm, her legs, all on the right side.
crazy.
Everything was all scraped up and bloody.
Damn.
And then she finally woke up and was like, started screaming because she didn't know what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wild.
So she slid down the mountain, though. She didn't, fall into the water?
You don't slide down nothing. So she just airballed it and then hit the rocks that are right there, right at the bottom. So she had nothing slowing her down or nothing.
God,
just
damn.
straight down, hit the rocks, then into the water. Oh, it was nasty.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
How big is the cliff?
It was kind of high up. I'd say 20 feet maybe. So it was just a straight drop just right on her side.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that she's okay. That's crazy.
Yeah, she's all right.
She's all right.
She'll live. Well, I mean, she
For
did,
now.
obviously.
Yeah.
For
For now. Well, we all die.
Well, that's another fear.
Yeah, so
Right
you'll
there.
live. For now. Sounds like a threat, but it's for all of us, really.
What about the fear of dying? Do you think every single person fears death?
Nah, man.
No.
No, I don't think so
Some
either.
people don't care.
I think some people are good at putting it back, but I know when you're on your deathbed, everybody's like, "Oh, what if?" or "What could I have done with my life?" or I don't know. Some people chase it. Those freaks that are they just go after everything they want.
Oh, I know what that's called. Those are sober people.
Sober people.
Yeah, because they need that adrenaline rush. That's their drug. Just adrenaline. Crazy.
Yeah, adrenaline junkies. You know what? I feel like I'm gonna just jump out of an airplane today, or climb the highest mountain with no shirt on.
I swear to God, you give that guy a beer, he won't do that.
Right?
He won't do it.
You know, this bar is actually kind of nice. You guys are really cool. No.
What's that? $20 gets me a comp drink? I'm in.
Yeah, no. And it's like anything. Once you do something, then it's you chase it. So that's why they keep doing crazy and crazy things till they either do everything or die.
Right.
You know? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but guys, we're at 33 minutes. You guys want to? I know we've been talking about making the episodes a little bit shorter. You want to keep going, or?
I'm totally good.
I'll just go whatever you guys do. That's fine.
Yeah, I think that about wraps it up. Yeah, horrors and phobias. We would like our audience to be a little more. What's the word?
Engaging.
Engaging. Yeah. So if you do watch this and you enjoyed it, please leave us recommendations in the comments. Maybe tell us some of your phobias, anxieties. Yeah. And we appreciate you sticking through. This is episode 5. You gonna say bye?
Bye.
Bye.
For now.
See y'all next week.
Yeah, next week.